everybody will expect me, given my past position, to simply go for the popular answer. But listen,
hold on, you will speak now.
The situation we are in is fundamentally different. I would rather keep quiet than to say what I do not believe to be the truth. I think that the challenge for us, let the federal government move on in the direction that they have chosen. But as a people, we have a right to insist that the resulting additional revenue must be deployed in such a way. I have told you this in private. I said, if more money becomes available, expend the same amount of effort and insist that this money should not be pocketed by a few. When I was in the NLC, we did a rally against senators for collecting 5 million naira for furniture. 5 million. We insisted that was not their business. But today they are pocketing how much? So I think that we have a right to insist that every naira resulting from this policy should not be used for the comfort of the few in government, whether executive, legislative, or judicial. I believe that will be a legitimate demand, and if tomorrow NSC move on the street to question why people are taking so much and others are getting nothing, I will join in that protest. But as it is today, this president does not have any option. If he doesn't take these decisions, Nigeria will crash. And when it crashes, it will not matter who caused the problem. Everybody will be in trouble. And I think the time to act is now.
Thank you.
Edo State governor is talking about corruption here. So because he said there is corruption in government. Mr. Bolaji, you hear what the Edo State Governor Adam Oshomole just said?
Yeah. What he has said, particularly about the corruption aspect of it, is just about telling the government the need to let the confidence be built for us to trust them. That if they succeed in court in removing this subsidy,
he supported the.
Yeah, I will come to that. If they succeed in removing this fuel subsidy, the benefits, the money that accrue from such removal, accountability of how they use it, particularly in a way that it will not only benefit the people in government, be it the judiciary, the executive, and the legislature. And in summary, what I can deduce from contribution of Adams Oshomole, the governor of Edo State there, either diplomatically or tactically or whatever we may put it, is subscribing to the fuel subsidy removal.
Yeah.
Now, only telling us, urging us, Nigerians, that we are on our own, that the destiny now lies on our hands. If we could now allow them, after going through the pains of this subsidy removal, and now allow them to now misuse as they've been doing before whatever proceed that comes out of it. That is what I can deduce from what he has said.
To my own opinion, I saw the governor sitting on a fence. When one is sitting on the fence, that means either you're not there or you're not at the right hand, you're not at the left hand. If it were his days as the Labour Congress chairman, the president, the type of strike you're talking, his own would have been double this present situation we are talking. You see, they say, if you don't meet them, you join them. That is the system in Nigeria.
But he said if the president don't take this decision now, the the Nigerian government will crash.
The economy will.
That is why I say from the beginning that they have given us the impression that Nigeria is in Nigeria is bankrupt. That's what they're telling us now, that we don't have money. Except the only recourse now is just this
the petroleum.
fuel. It is either this fuel or Nigeria crashes. That's what they're saying. But why is it that in this their present dispensation now that Nigeria is crashing? They inherited. They will claim that inherit maybe debt, or other regimes they have been inheriting debt. It's a continuous exercise. But this thing, the way this present regime, their overseas trips. I'm talking of the executive, and the national members of the National Assembly. Their overseas trips, the way they make money, their allowances, the money they are being paid. I mean, compared with their predecessors, it's not the same. You see, they have exhausted their pocket to the extent now that they want, the only way they can take a recourse is going by fuel. And if after this fuel now, what next? After this fuel now, what next?
What someone said.
That means they're telling us we are crashing. So what I'm saying, Oshomole is sitting on the fence. This is a man.
Nigeria will fight on later. See if the fuel dry.
He is saying that now they should give the federal government the go ahead to do it, because for accountability of the money. This is their main rhetorics. Where are we going to start? This issue of accountability, where are we going to start? Government come and go with their level of corruption and go. These people will sit here for 4 years and they will go. Another set will still come. You find out that this set now that is talking about this what do you call it? This subsidy now may go. Another set will come and revert the whole decision of this present regime. By then, where are we? So if you want to take a decision that the masses will go with you. Not because you're governing people, then you want to lord yourself over them.
So, like in my question here, he said the government has no money again. If we heard about 7 years ago, when about 5 or 6 years, 5 years ago, when OBJ left left the government, he said he left $68 billion in Nigeria's reserve. Yes. He announced it to everybody, to the public. But now, where is the money? Does that means Nigerian government is not making any money from that 6 years to this? We know ourselves.
Use it to pay Mr. Moderator, we know ourselves. These people, the first set of people to talk about this, the first set of people to start to talk about this, that supported this idea of this subsidy are the governors. They are the governors, because they probably believe that when the money comes, they will get their own share. That is the system. Now that the money is no longer coming, they are all shouting, supporting federal government, so that this money will come, they will share it. And could you just sit down and start analyzing all the governors in the Federal Republic of Nigeria and see what they've done in their respective states? But it's only few.
But in all their comment, they said the money, the former regime, before Yar'Adua, OBJ regime left, that they have consumed all this money to subsidize. So this subsidy issue matter has consumed our resources a lot.
I had a comment by the CBN governor when he was saying something about the issuing LC's what, that they sold 16 billion or so, 16 billion.
Yeah.
And that they now subsidize 16.2. That means they are running a deficit.
Yes,
so it's better that we should forget about the continue running this deficit. When the money will finish.
Yes,
because it's from there.
That is why the federal government want to stop it now.
It's better we even support stop the oil production.
No,
we should think of another alternative.
Though he was not fair on where he stood, he said the government should go ahead.
Yes.
He did not say I support the government in this policy. He said the government should go ahead with their policy. He is part of the government. He is part of the executive council. He cannot say the government should go on with their. The choice of language is not definite where he stands on this issue, because he's not making a definite statement. I stand on this government policy, because he went ahead to tell us that he fought because of only 5 million on furniture that was given to the Senate then. Now they're talking about what is going to affect the poor Nigerian that he represented all this while. He's sitting on the fence. He's not being concrete. He's not being firm on where he's standing. Though he made mention of how are we going to give account of this money that will be accrued when the subsidy is removed. How are we sure that this money is going to be used appropriately for the purpose that they were meant for? He made mention of that, but let him be concrete. Okay, he said Nigeria is crashing already because we are bankrupt, just like JJ said. We are bankrupt already. The whole world is now.
Excuse me, Mr. Okay, what concretization are you talking about as per what Comrade Adams Oshiomhole talked about? He said, if I can get him well.
No, it's not fair.
Wait, let them go.
He used them.
Let them go.
He's supposed to use let we go.
Let them go with
It's
their.
part of the government.
That's what I'm saying.
That is. Let them go with
He's an
their.
executive.
Wait now. Let them go with their policy.
With their policy.
Meaning that
He's not in support.
the federal government, whatever the what the federal government is saying about the subsidy stands, and he is an individual. Let me say a minority. To change that. That one has been considered. What else do we need?
That is what I'm going to
affirm. Excuse me. To affirm that, he now said, now making emphasis on what accountability. So what are we now talking about?
He said there is no way out.
There is no way out.
That the first subsidy stands.
So that the subsidy stands.
According to him,
how much are they going to remove?
Not only subsidy this time around.
Removing subsidy.
That they can't account. There is no accountability.
They are removing it this month more.
No, after this removal now, there will still be another removal probably.
Whether we like it or not.
Because we know we don't have a maintenance policy. No, we don't have a maintenance policy. The refinery, after they said that they brought the old people to do a 1 year job to put it in place.
There won't be routine.
But will there be we don't have a maintenance culture in Nigeria.
There should be a routine maintenance.
Will there be machineries put in place for this proper maintenance? There's always this problem of turnaround maintenance. Will this refinery, after it is put in place now,
they are not putting it. They are giving it the refineries to private
Mr. Kenny, who are we going to hold
these private
at the head?
They are bringing their money.
Okay, that means the deregulation policy is now going to
take place now.
So it's those people now that are bringing in. They are the people who are going
responsible for everything.
They are the one who is going to
PPS. It's going to be a PPS something that's
they are
the people who is going to refurbish
everything. They are the one that they took it on contract.
But at the same time, we Nigerians are supposed to know the list of those payments.
How are they going to
be those companies?
Who? The investors. The investors, they are coming to invest. We have share with them 20%. We have to government.
There is no more government control.
No. They control it.
Who is going to fix the price of fuel now?
The price is already fixed now. This is 140.
So after they do this thing, after this investment, after they invest, you are the one who is going to tell them the price. When now the policies of a free market determine the price. How would they fix the price?
The price has been stabilized like this. They cannot hide the price anymore because the investors. They want the price to be equal in West Africa.
Tomorrow they'll tell us they cannot tell people
what are we benefiting from our own oil now? As a Nigerian.
The problem tomorrow will be they cannot tell the people that invested how much they're going to sell for them to recover what they
But there is a fuel regulation in the world, in West Africa. which is
that is in the international market now.
No, West Africa, Togo.
Nigeria as a country, do we have price control? Nigeria as a country, do we have price control? Do we have price control in Nigeria?
Do you have anything like that?
Do we have price control in Nigeria?
Okay.
There's no price control.
There's no price control. Even the standard organization, what are their work?
So
He who plays the piper dictates the tone. You go and get those foreign investors. They will come there and do all the investment. If you leave them in the hand, they will be the people that they will equally place the price.
Okay.
You find out that
Tomorrow
will not be talking
about these
about
people that are here that has never been in the corridors of power throughout, indirectly or indirectly. All of them, they have always been in the corridors of power. It has always been the same story. Tomorrow they will bring us new rhetorics for this price not to obtain.
So now
we are talking about 141 today. Who knows tomorrow in the next 5 years?
What is going to be?
Now let's give our opinion to conclude everything. Okay. Let's give our opinion. Let's give our advice to Nigerian government. Our advice: how do we want them to do it? Maybe they should stop this subsidiary problem now, not to them, or they should go ahead but make use of the money very well, transparently to people. So what do you feel? What's your opinion? They should stop it. We don't agree.
To my own candid opinion, as at now, I will suggest that the federal government should step down the issue of this subsidy. Stepping down to keep aside, to suspend it for now. The program could come up later, maybe in the next 2 years or a year. First of all, let them do the oath they swore when they took over the office is to protect the interests of the masses, provide all those necessary amenities, all those their promises failed. They have not executed anyone. No. Let the common average Nigerian feel the impact of the government. That they have a government who is taking care of them socially, medically, and all aspects of human amenities. Yes. By the time they have solved this problem, this idea of fuel subsidy will be of no issue when it's being mentioned. It can just come and go. And another thing is that the so-called lawmakers should sit up before intricate issues like this should have been debated and passed at the National Assembly before it comes out to the public. Thirdly, when an issue of an intricate issue of this nature should come up, the government should carry out a referendum and hear the public polls. That is how developed countries, that's how they operate, to know whether that particular issue will sell or no. You just don't wake up and make an announcement that can cause chaos. Since we are operating democracy, they should operate democracy to its fullness. Lastly, every average Nigerian should have the interests of Nigeria at heart first and remove egocentrism. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
What's your own conclusion? We are concluding and we have 5 minutes to go out.
Well, in my own submission, I would like to say to the people that are representing the masses at present, that is the labor union and the likes, that they should know in their deliberations, though while commending their efforts so far, I would like them to also know that they should not betray the trust of the masses. Because if that is betrayed, it will get to a point that the masses will let them know that labor union is just a subset of that mass called Nigeria. That those in power, the executive, the legislature and the judiciary, all together a subset, meaning that the masses is the most important when they talk of Nigeria. So their interest, the basis of their argument and their rationale, at this I learned as of yesterday, there are possibility of shifting grants, both with the labor demands and the government. but then let their attached condition will be that will make them to know that at a particular time frame, if eventually the price, the subsidy is removed back to the status quo, or probably in batches that some quarters are now suggesting, probably in stages, as suggested also by the CBN governor. Let us see the conditions by which we are going to measure. At this material time, we are going to take steps if these things are not being done. Yeah. And this again to the government, they need to consider the masses before coming out with policies of this magnitude. They need to consider the aftermath effect when such pronouncement is being made. They are not going about propaganda after the damage has been done. Does that mean that they don't know before now that they need to enlighten, to educate the masses of what they should expect at a particular point in time? All the palliative measures they are talking about, there is nothing stopping them 6 months, even a year, to let us have them. It's a matter of sacrifice. Let me take Lagos State as a case study. You have been talking of indiscipline all this while. When the issue of BTU came, the buses came to Lagos, you can see people lining up to enter BRT rather, lining up.
You are disciplined people.
We are disciplined. It's just because of our lack of confidence, lack of trust in our leaders, make us to act otherwise at a particular point in time. Let the government, let them behave in a way that we have confidence and trust in them. Then whatever policy they can bring forth, it will be easy and for us to reason to accept.
You see, let me make this thing clear. They should know, the executive, they should know first and foremost that they are public servants.
Yeah.
And as public servants, their major interest should be the public. And who are these public? The Nigerian public, of course, which they govern. Most of these policies that they are taking, giving to these masses, to the people has lost confidence in the system. The people do not trust, even though they bring a policy. You know, some of these good policies, some good policies are unpopular.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. It is not a popular. It is better to have some policies that are beneficiary, that will benefit the public, that will benefit the average Nigerian, than for you to be a popular government that will come. This government, you did this. We are the one that made the refinery functional this period. But after this period, what are you people putting in place to give continuity? Because the problem is that of continuity. Let them, just like you said, this thing is trying to bring out some of the lapses in the government. That is what this whole thing is bringing out. It's showing everybody. It's showing the CBN man. It's showing the Minister of Finance. It's showing the Petroleum Minister. It's showing the stand of the Information Minister, which we have not seen. It's showing, you know, at the end of the day, it's just bringing some of the lapses they have in their governance. So this lapses is something that will bring out the lack of education and enlightenment they have, the kind of campaign they're doing to the masses. The relationship between the government and the masses, there's a wide gap.
The president, he has good intention, as I heard, that he has good intention for Nigeria. But there is no trust between the citizen and the government anymore. So this gap, government have to close it by giving us light, especially light, giving us good road, good amenities. With this, then we cannot talk of first subsidy in next, maybe next regime or next year. So we thank God. We thank everybody that stayed tuned on this channel with us on African Time Show. We'll stay here. We'll stop here today. We'll be meeting every Wednesday 7:50 and Sunday 7:50 on this show. Thank you. You are welcome.